Hi, this is Sasha from the autismhelper.com, and this is a product preview of my recycling unit for early childhood or special education. So this packet is similar to my other social studies units. It's full of a bunch of different materials that can be for your higher learners as well as your lower learners. So I really want a unit that's going to be able to incorporate students that have low-level writing skills, higher-level writing skills, all in the same learning about the same thematic unit. So this would be great for a preschool or kindergarten class, even first grade, and then of course special ed. I use this with my junior high special education students with autism. So to start out, there are 10 different vocabulary words, and there are flashcards with a picture and a definition for each. This unit kind of focuses on what you can recycle and the very, very basic process of recycling. So here are the flashcard vocabulary words. And then next up, to kind of introduce the unit, this is really helpful for the lower learners, is an adapted book. So there are some pictures that you'll match, directions on how to set the book up. Here's the cover. If you've ever used my adapted books, it's very similar. So the students, as you read, the students can match pictures. So this is a great way to have your kids that are less verbal involved in a literacy activity and be contacting the material too. They're going to move these pictures. These pictures you'll laminate and Velcro and they'll match. So this book kind of goes through like a little basic thing about recycling and why we do it. So very, very basic. And then there are a bunch of pages that focus on what we can recycle. So the kids find some old bananas. Is it recycling or trash? So then they'll match this picture right here, recycle or trash here. So this one would go trash, recycling. So kind of using those discrimination and sorting skills to figure out which items are recyclable and which items are trash. So that's the adapted book. It's 11 pages, kind of focusing on introducing recycling. Then there are 10 different matching worksheets. There's 5 different word to picture ones for the vocabulary terms. And then there are 5 matching picture ones. I love having matching picture worksheets because this is great for my lower level learners to still be doing paperwork about the same thematic unit too. So there's 5 different ones of those. And then there are 2 kind of anchor charts or information posters, however you want to use them. This is recycling rules, things you can recycle, things you cannot recycle, and then a little bit of a comprehension worksheet using all of the vocabulary words and kind of introducing recycling. So this would be great for your more academic students, your higher level readers, to kind of practice reading this before working on some of the harder worksheets. These are some basic fill-in worksheets based on this in the book. So there are 2 of those, and then there are 2 true and false worksheets, so based on the can and can't recycle worksheet. Then there are some 3 writing definition worksheets and 5 creative writing worksheets, so kind of imaginative writing. Why should we recycle? Kind of taking things a little harder and making it a little bit more complicated so that your higher level learners are still being challenged. And then there are 3 cut and paste activities. You could make these also a file folder if you wanted, or you could just do it cut and paste. So these would be the pictures you'll cut out, and then you'll paste them, sorting plastic goods versus aluminum goods. And then the same thing, paper goods versus glass goods. So kind of sorting types of recyclable materials. And then these are going to be sorting things that you can recycle and that you cannot recycle. So here are the pictures, and then you want to sort them right here. There are a bunch of coloring pages. These are just really basic ones of the types of goods. I think there's 8 of these. The earth, recycling, things like that. So kind of a nice little, easier activity to kind of still be on the same theme though. And then there are some 5 different following directions worksheets. So color the aluminum can red, color the recycling tuck green. These are really great for my kids that fly through work. They really have to take the time to focus and follow the directions and comprehend the directions too. So there's a bunch of different those ones. And then there's recycling bingo. Like all my bingo games, there are 2 levels of play. There's the easy one with just the terms, and then the harder ones with the definitions. And there are 15 different boards. So since it's not an exact square because there aren't enough vocabulary words, you can play just 3 across or corners. My kids like to play whole board. Or 4 corners they like to do a lot too, or you could just do 4. So I know it's not a perfect square, but you can kind of get around that easily. So 15 different bingo boards. I put these in top-loading sheets because I make so many bingos I don't have time to laminate them all. So this works really well in a top-loading sheet. And then the last game is I have Who Has recycling game. So I love these because it really works on the concept we're working on, but also building those attention skills. So you can laminate these, pass them out, and then the kids pass the kind of their turnaround. I have the recycling truck who has newspaper. I have the newspaper who has recycling. So it kind of goes through all the different vocabulary terms to reinforce that learning. So yeah, that is the unit. There's 82 pages full of fun recycling goodies. This would be perfect for Earth Day. That's kind of why I'm planning on doing it in the spring. I think it'll tie in really well. This was a product preview of Recycling Unit by theautismhelper.com.